This is the most insane mental gymnastics I've ever seen in my life. So after all of his big talk, and all of the stock market crashing and him saying things were going very well, Trump is now reversing a lot of his tariffs because he said people are getting a little bit yippy and afraid. What he actually means is that the other Republicans and his advisors were telling him he's being an idiot. He said that he's dropping all of his country-specific tariffs, he's keeping his universal 10% across everybody in the world, but he jumped his China tariffs to 125%. Remember, a lot of our stuff is made in China. And if our stuff is still made in the US, it has components from China. So even though this is still just going to be a band-aid on the problem, the funniest part is that he said he's doing it because dozens of countries have called him asking to make a deal. Let me remind you of the numerous times over the years that Trump has blatantly lied about dumb shit like this. Like when he said Muhammad Ali told Trump he was faster than he was, and he was probably a better boxer. He conveniently likes to talk about dead celebrities and say how they once told him that he was much cooler and better than they were. He likes to tell stories about big, strong men who come up to him with tears in their eyes talking about how great of a president he is. And it is always loaded with horseshit. This is the exact same situation. I can guarantee you not a single country called him begging for mercy. Because if you happen to see my video from a few days ago when these tariffs first took effect, every single prime minister and president on this planet was talking shit about Trump and saying how these tariffs were ridiculous and they were going to respond in kind. None of them were like, "Oh, please, master, please don't hurt us." He's full of crap, and he knows it. But meanwhile, his dear cultists continue to defend him, once again claiming he is a genius playing 3D chess. Because we keep seeing people making dumb videos like this, claiming that Trump is crashing the economy on purpose to force the Fed to cut interest rates. To make the American dream affordable again. Glossing over the fact that this makes absolutely no sense in with Trump's character. But it also doesn't make sense because it shows you don't know how the government works. Because you see, when the economy tanks and unemployment goes up and inflation goes up, the Fed doesn't lower rates, they raise them. And it's not just economists who have been saying that for months. Even the CEO of places like JP Morgan have admitted that these tariffs are going to raise inflation. And when inflation goes up, the Fed raises their rates. It is their primary response, responding to inflation in order to get the inflation to go down. In fact, that's what the Fed did during Biden's administration. And everybody in the MAGA threw a fit because it's been the way that the Fed reduces inflation for decades. And it wasn't even Biden that did it, because the Fed did it themselves. Yet now your Lord and Savior is crashing the economy, and you think he's doing it on purpose so the Fed will lower rates when that's the opposite of what they do when the economy crashes? Tell me you have no clue how the Fed works without telling me. It's like Trump's idiotic tariffs in the first place completely crashing the stock market and crashing the economy, while his own followers supported him while they themselves lost thousands of dollars. But now they're claiming he's a genius because it's going to make the Fed do something that they never ever do in this situation. It's like the stupid is a gift that just keeps on giving. Because once again, after all of his tough bullying talk, just like with Canada, he played chicken and instantly lost.